Well, here's my short video vlog, whatever, about the progress on Routing Thief. So basically, as I said on Twitter, the game is like broken in all sorts of wrong ways. That well, there are ways of going out of bounds. Especially related to climbing gloves, but not only that. The thing is, it doesn't seem like it would be useful anywhere in the game, because the levels are designed in such a way that usually when there is a story area, it's going to be divided in 2, 3 at most smaller levels. A good comparison would be something like in Hitman Absolution, for example. So basically, you go from point A to point B. Well, it's not exactly the same way, but you would go from point A to point B, where there is a trigger and it asks you whatever you want to proceed to, I don't know, basement or something. And when you click yes, it's gonna unlock the previous level and it's gonna load the other level, and you can go back and forth between them inside of a mission. The same thing applies to a City Hub works. So that for a long time was giving me an idea like this game should be really broken and you should be able to skip missions and shit. Turns out I haven't found any skips for missions. Not a single one. Like probably now in the video you can see the Abysmal Gale level, which you can only access when you get to docks. And basically once you get to a docks, the quest should be already activated for this mission. So naturally I thought, well, we have to get to docks, and when we are in the docks we will be able to activate the mission for basically to get to Abysmal Gale. There you have to read one note and basically you leave a level, and that opens another mission. But it turns out there is no trigger for this mission in the City Hub. Basically once you read the note, nothing happens. So I thought, well, maybe there would be other skips working, like you could technically get to a keeper library, like you've probably seen the video now. Turns out the keeper library is completely empty if you were to do it. Alright, and I wrote a simple trainer program which allows me to go through walls, so I don't have to care whatever it's possible. Well, I don't have to find a way to get to a separate level. I just have to get to a trigger, so I can potentially check where the skips would be. The problem is, as I say, everything is pretty much empty if you try to sequence break. The same thing happens if you go to a Gamal Slayer, right? Because optimally what you would do is you would go to you would play through the first mission, through the second mission, then use a glitch which actually kind of works, which was on the beginning of the video, which allows you to go to docks. Problem is that the gate in the docks is closed, so you're basically stuck. But even assuming it would be open, you would probably then go by climbing gloves, because they are really helpful, and then somehow get to Oldale, right? And in Oldale you can get to Gamal Slayer, which is something which you should be able to go to like one of the last places in the game, but it obviously turns out there is loot in there. There are enemies in there, but the triggers are not in there. So again, you cannot sequence break, and that really annoys me. And because this was basically the biggest potential for this game to be broken for speedrunning, and now I just I assume there may be somewhere triggers like in some of the levels. In some of this, I don't know, hidden somewhere in the city maybe, which would activate the quest line, so you could skip parts of it. But yeah, and the most obvious things I have already checked, and there is the ones that I was really hoping it would be broken, but it turns out, as I say, it seems like it cannot be broken just like this. Right, I also tried finding a skip for Cradle, because Cradle is a really long level. Well, it's not that long, but it's still pretty lengthy, and a lot of people didn't like it. Actually, I got the idea from Steam forums. Dog, please. So yeah, someone on the Steam forum said, like, if there is any skip on for the Cradle level, because not all people like horror-themed levels. So I was like, yeah, that would be actually a good idea if I could find something for this for speedrunning. And basically the Cradle is constructed in such a way that you find this girl in the attic, you go to a basement, activate the generator, and then the other area of Cradle opens. And technically from that point on, if you were to find a way to go out once for a moment, or through this piles of rock, I thought you could be able to reach the end trigger. And for example, some of the things like the triggers for sounds are in there already, but again the exit trigger is not activated. So basically, once you jump off the window, which is something you're supposed to do story-wise, and there should be a trigger which would activate and basically load the other level. But yeah, it doesn't exist unless you, I think you complete all of the objectives, but I'm not that sure about it. So overall, I'm disappointed, because it's looked like each time I was looking at Thief, I was like, I'm gonna route this someday, and it's probably going to be broken to all hell, because, you know, Ironstone didn't have that much of a budget. Turns out it is broken. It's just climbing is broken. Jumping is broken, animations are sometimes broken, but the thing you would like to be broken, like be able to walk through walls, maybe there is some way to walk through walls, because I haven't checked exactly that, but yeah, you cannot really sequence break, and that really disappoints me.